All right, today we are digging into a really smart tool for modern farming. It's a high-efficiency fertilizer called EDTA mix, and it's designed to fix a problem that is, well, super frustrating for growers everywhere.
So, have you ever run into this? You've done everything by the book, your soil tests come back saying all the nutrients are there, but your plants just look weak. They're not thriving. Well, this is often because of something called hidden hunger.
So what's really going on? The problem is that these crucial micronutrients, things like iron and zinc, they can literally get locked up in the soil. They get tangled up with other elements, and they form these compounds that the plant roots just can't absorb. It's like the food is right there on the table, but the plant's hands are tied. It just can't eat.
So how do you break those bonds? How do you unlock those nutrients and finally get them to your plants? Well, that's exactly where a specialized fertilizer like EDTA mix comes into the picture.
EDTA mix is this really carefully balanced mix of all those essential micronutrients we've been talking about, and you can get it in either granule or powder form. The whole point of it is to tackle that nutrient lockup problem head-on and make sure the food gets delivered right where it needs to go.
Okay, let's get into the numbers. This certificate of analysis, this is the proof in the pudding, right? Just look at those test results. You can see these really high concentrations of key micronutrients, especially zinc, that's at 5.1%, and iron at 4.2%. I mean, these are not just tiny trace amounts. This is a seriously potent, targeted formula.
But here's the thing, the real secret sauce to this fertilizer isn't just what's inside it, it's all about how it's delivered. And that all comes down to a really cool process called EDTA chelation. So, this core technology is called chelation. The easiest way to think about it is to imagine the EDTA molecule as like a personal bodyguard for each little nutrient. It wraps around it, creating this protective shield, kind of like a capsule that escorts it safely through the soil, right past all those other elements that want to grab it and lock it up. And what does all that mean in practice? Well, because of that protective shield, the nutrients don't get stuck to soil particles, they don't form those useless compounds. They get delivered straight to the plant's roots, totally ready for immediate absorption. Basically, none of it goes to waste.
Okay, so that's the science. Let's talk about how all this translates into real-world benefits for you, the grower. I mean, the tech is cool, but the results on the ground are what really count.
First up, and this is a big one, fast absorption. Because those nutrients are basically pre-packaged by their little chelate bodyguards, they are 100% available to the plant right away. There's no delay, the plant can start using them immediately, which means you can correct deficiencies way faster. And you know, just because it works fast doesn't mean it fizzles out quickly. You also get a much longer lasting effect, especially with the granular form. It provides this slow, steady release of these super available nutrients over time.
And a longer effect? Well, that means you're not applying fertilizer as often, which leads directly to saving on labor. It's a no-brainer. The granular version is really built for modern, mechanized farming. It's dust-free, it doesn't pick up, and it's just plain easy to apply, which saves a ton of valuable time.
And here we go. This is the bottom line, isn't it? Increased yield. When you directly treat and prevent these micronutrient deficiencies, you're helping your crops reach their absolute full genetic potential, and that leads to major improvements in both how much you harvest and the quality of that harvest.
Finally, this stuff isn't some kind of niche product for one specific situation. Nope. It's designed to work really well across all the common soil types and for a huge range of uses, from giant grain fields to orchards to your vegetable garden. So, the benefits are clear, but now you have a choice to make. Which form is the right one for your operation? Let's break down when you'd want to use the granule versus the powder.
As you can see, they look pretty different, and that physical difference really is the key to how they work. It's not about one being better than the other, they're just tools designed for different jobs, for different strategies. This makes the choice super clear. If you're managing big fields with machinery, and what you really want is a long-term, slow-release effect that saves you labor, you're going to go with the granular form. But if you need a quick fix, something fast-acting for a really precise application, like if you're using a drip irrigation system, then the powder is definitely your best bet.
And this quote just nails it, really. The granular form gives you the easy-to-use convenience of granules, but with the high-tech efficiency of chelation. It's just a perfect match for what modern, large-scale farming demands. Okay, let's zoom out for a second and look at the big picture here. Because this isn't just about one specific product. It's about a much smarter way of thinking about fertilization and managing our resources.
You see, with a lot of traditional fertilizers, a huge chunk of the micronutrients you apply can get locked up and just go to waste. But chelation technology completely flips the script. We're talking about a nutrient utilization rate that can be over 95%. That's an absolutely incredible level of efficiency. It means less waste, lower costs for farmers, and it's way better for the environment since fewer nutrients are just sitting there, waiting to run off.
So all of this leaves us with a pretty important question, doesn't it? As we try to feed more and more people and get the absolute most out of every single acre of land, maybe technologies like this that give us near-perfect nutrient delivery aren't just a nice advantage. Maybe they're the key to the entire future of farming.